Konnichiwa, hello, my name is Miki and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be on overhyped and underhyped makeup. Now there is a lot of makeup coming out these days, but a lot of the things that I got in this video are basically things that have come out so far in 2018. Some of these are products that I have seen people use and they swear by, they love it. But some of these products I also have not heard anybody speak a single word about. So if you're interested in seeing some overhyped and underhyped makeup, then just stay tuned. So I have already washed, moisturized, and primed my face. This area I primed with NYX Pore Filler, and the rest of my face I put the CoverFX Illuminating Primer. First, we're gonna get into foundation. I have been so excited to try this foundation. I've heard many things about this. It is a very hit or miss foundation, and I'm hoping that it is a hit for me. What I am talking about is the Beauty Bakerie Cake Mix Foundation. I absolutely love the packaging. The packaging actually looks like cake mix that you buy from the store. It has a little description here about the foundation, which we'll get into in a second, and over here it has like nutritional facts. It states that it's 100% vegan. There's vitamin E in here, smudge proof, yes, and it has the list of ingredients. I love the box in the front. You can open this up and you have a little holographic mirror here, and here is the foundation. This retails for $28 and you get 1 fluid ounce, so it's the standard size of any foundation. And also on the bottom here there's a little ribbon and you can slide it out. Now I really like this packaging. I like the bronze cap. This part is plastic and this part is glass. It's a nice little frosted glass. It has quite a bit of heftiness to it. I'm not sure if they're still doing this promotion. If they are, that's amazing, but this is my first order from Beauty Bakerie and this is my first foundation order. So what came in the box was this little pamphlet, and it says, because what's a party without a surprise? I'm gonna read the back, and it says, "Hey sweetie, we know that finding the perfect foundation shade online can be tricky, so to make the experience a little sweeter for your first foundation order, we're also gifting you the next closest match to the shade you chose and a blending egg to help you get that perfect baked beat." Now since mine was 59 and that is like the last shade, they sent me number 57. So we're gonna go ahead and read a little bit of the claims on the box, and then we're gonna get into the foundation. It says, our cake mix foundation is a medium to full coverage, which I'm all about, a demi-matte foundation infused with vitamin E, oil-free and lightweight. Now on the back it tells you how to apply the foundation. Prep your cake, your face, by massaging 1 of 3 drops of Wake and Bake face oil onto clean skin. Now I did not get the baking oil because I do not believe that in order for a foundation to work you have to buy the same brand primer. Now I understand if you sell the foundation with the actual primer oil as a set it might be okay, but for me to have to pay this and then the primer oil separately for it to work, I feel is a little bogus, and I feel kind of like, I mean, I still don't know how the foundation is going to work, but I feel a little ripped off, like, if it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Because then that means that the foundation only works with their baking oil, which I think is just ridiculous. Anyways, let's go ahead and dig in and see about these shades that we got. So I'm going to give these guys both a really good shake because these have both been sitting here for a while. Like I've said before, I'm not made of freaking money, so it takes me time to acquire these things because I can't just go out and spend like $200-300 here and there. First, I'm going to go in with shade 59, which is the color that I chose, and we're just going to swatch this on the face. Ooh, that's kind of not very light for the lightest shade. It's a very neutral undertone with a little bit of yellow. Okay, that looks a lot more like my color than the one below it. So this is 59 and this is 57. Now 57 has a very yellow undertone and 59 has a very orange undertone. Now, as the little pamphlet stated, I did get this guy right here, which is the Beauty Bakerie Blending Egg, and this came with the 2 foundations. I think they just threw it in there kind of like as a gift. It feels very promising, but we're not going to know until we use it. And I also have this new sponge right here from e.l.f., which looks identical to the Real Technique sponge, and this is the Total Face Sponge. Now this retails for $4 and I got it because it said it's new and I had never seen it before. Here is a Real Technique sponge to kind of show the size difference. Now the Real Technique sponge is completely dry, and this actually started the same size as this and it has now doubled in size. I think for this side I am going to go ahead and use the Beauty Bakerie sponge. And then on this side, of course, I'm going to be using my flat top BS Small brush. So we're just going to go ahead and take a couple pumps of the number 57 onto my, whoa, it's coming out everywhere, all over the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off the top there and apply it to my face. Wow, yeah, this foundation dries really, really fast, and it's, I don't know. All right, so we're gonna go in with another dip here. I feel like if you're gonna be using this foundation, you gotta be quick. You gotta blend it out really, really fast. It is about 3 or 4 shades. I don't want to say 2 or 3 shades darker than my actual skin tone. Sorry to say, Beauty Bakerie, your lightest shades are still not light enough. What in the hell is going on? When I apply the second layer, it's lifting the first layer off. It's almost like they don't blend together once it dries down. I'm gonna go ahead and use my okay, wow, this thing is so grody. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and retire that one, and we're gonna go ahead and bust out a brand new BS Small brush. Put that on my face. All right. Now I can't really tell if I'm getting better coverage with the brush or with the sponge, because with the brush, this is patchy as all hell right now. I don't know what's going on with this foundation. Honestly, I've never had a foundation do this to me before. I've also never had a foundation dry down this freaking quickly. It's almost ridiculous because you have no time to really work with it. So I think I got a little bit more coverage on this side, but you can see the color difference between the two sides. I'm gonna go ahead and dip my brush in again, see if we can get some more coverage going on here. Oh my God. This is a fucking mess. So again, when you try to add another layer on top of the layer that you already have, it just doesn't want to blend in. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see what exactly is going on, because I am so like, I'm almost speechless because I can't explain what the hell this is. You can see right here where I tried to add more coverage. Now this is the brush side and this is the sponge side, and you can see a clear line going down. Over here on the sponge side, you can see I am so freaking patchy. It is ridiculous. As soon as I tried to add another layer, it started taking off patches that were already on my face. It kind of just feels like it's sitting on top of my skin, that my skin hasn't really absorbed the foundation. All right, so I'm gonna try and take the e.l.f. sponge and do the brush side. Oh my God, this is a mess. This is so extremely patchy. I'm literally tugging at my skin, which I hate doing. Also, this sponge does not feel great on my skin. It's almost kind of rubbery. I don't know. It might just be like the foundation. All I can say is this foundation sucks. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole here. It's just that if I have to use your facial primer in order for this to work, then that's already a big no for me. I feel like your foundation should be able to work with almost any primer. I've never had a foundation do this before. I've also never had a foundation dry as fast as this. I hate this foundation so much. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take this shit off, and I'm going to apply a different foundation. I think I'm going to wait and purchase the baking oil to see if it actually works, because I really want to give this a chance. I really want it to work, but right now I just want to get this shit off my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and I will apply a different foundation, and I will be right back. So I went ahead and took off all that nasty foundation and went ahead and put on my absolute favorite as of lately, which is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. This is my go-to. I love the feeling, the finish, the coverage, everything about it, and the fact that there's SPF in it is another plus, and I just love the way it sits on the skin. Also, I did go back and try the e.l.f. sponge, and it felt a lot better with this foundation rather than the Beauty Bakerie one, because I think that the Beauty Bakerie foundation dry down so fast, so when I was trying to blend it, the sponge just kind of pulled on it, because right now it's very soft. I can kind of move it, but with that foundation, because it was drying so fast, it just felt like you were tugging on your skin the whole time. Next is something that everybody has raved about. Now, this is something that I have seen on Instagram and YouTube, and I've seen people use it. People swear by it. People absolutely love it. They say it's like the closest thing to Shape Tape. So I went ahead and got this little guy right here. This is the Makeup Revolution London Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. This concealer retails for $7, so it's still a lot more affordable than the Tarte Shape Tape. Also, I got this in the shade C1, which I believe is the second lightest shade. I know that there is a shade, I believe 0, which is just completely white, and then the next shade is C.5, and then this is C1. Here is the applicator. It almost looks exactly like the Shape Tape, just a little skinnier and a little longer on the sponge part. Wow, okay, this is a very thick consistency. Oh wow, okay, so I will say this concealer dries down a little fast, so I feel like you should, if you're gonna apply this, you should put the concealer down, blend it out, and then put the concealer somewhere else and then blend it out. As for the coverage, I still am seeing a lot of my dark under eyes, so I may have to add another layer because it does seem like this concealer dries down pretty well. And to me, when a concealer dries down pretty well like this, normally you can go ahead and add another layer, unless we're gonna have the same freaking problem with the foundation, which I hope we do not. I hope I can add another layer to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more concealer under the eyes here. So I have to say this blends out very nicely. I cannot say that this is full coverage because I am seeing a lot of the darkness from my under eyes kind of peeping out. So for me, this is like a high medium coverage type of concealer. So this next product for me is pretty overhyped, but I don't know if it's as good as everybody says it is, and that is the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. I got this in translucent. Now this retails for $9. I saw people unboxing it, and I don't know why it didn't just occur to me like, hey, you know, this is how small it is, because I saw people holding it. But I don't know, just in my mind, I was expecting this to be a little bigger, but that's okay because it's still only $9. I just got some on my finger, and let me just say, this stuff is like silky fucking smooth. It's like a baby's bum smooth. We're gonna dip a little bit into here, and I'm just gonna set the under eyes. What? All right, I'm having a little moment because this has never happened to me. I, to this day, have still not found a loose powder that does not change the color of my under eye area. Every single loose powder I have ever used up until this moment has always oxidized or changed the color of my under eye area, and I absolutely freaking hate it until now. I am so shocked right now because this is absolutely gorgeous. This is actually brightening my under eye area instead of making it orange and cakey looking and creasy. Most of the time whenever I add loose powder, it always changes it into like this weird orangey color. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but this is absolutely beautiful. It's super smooth on the skin. It's not accentuating any kind of texture. If anything, it's kind of blurring them, in fact. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these other areas that always get really crepey and creasy on me. Now I'm just gonna take a fluffy powder brush and powder the entire face because I am going to use powder products here in a second. Oh, it is just setting my face so beautifully. Now, this is a product that I have not heard a single person talk about. I have not seen or heard anybody talk about this. This is the Ferocious Brow Pencil from The Balm. Now, I absolutely love The Balm's packaging. It's very comical. It always looks kind of like a comic book, and this is in dark brown. The one thing that I don't like about this is it only comes in 3 shades. I don't know if they're planning on extending the shade range, and maybe they just put it out for people to test it out and see how it goes. This retails for $13. Now, to me, that is almost half the price of an Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I actually have a Brow Wiz sitting here that is completely empty. The ABH one has 0.085 grams of product in the pencil, and the Balm has 0.09 grams. So this has a teeny tiny bit more than the Brow Wiz. For half the price, you get almost the exact same amount. Now the question is, does this work? Now let's just pray that this goes decent. This is freaking pigmented, and it's very easy to control. Now I'm going to try to blend it out with the spoolie, and pray that it does not ball up, because I do not like an eyebrow pencil that balls on me. No balling up so far, which normally by now I would have some little, you know, tiny specks of balls in my eyebrows. That sounds so weird, but I mean, if you've ever used a pencil that balls up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this does not ball up at all. Look at that. I am really liking this brow pencil. This might be my new buddy here, especially for half the price of a Brow Wiz. Hell yeah. Look at that brow. I am really surprised at this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow off camera because we don't want to see me do two brows. So I will be right back. So I went ahead and did this brow, and I still am loving this brow pencil. I just love the blendability. I love the creaminess of when it goes on. When I'm saying it's creamy, it's not too creamy to the point where, like I said earlier, you're getting the product balled up in your eyebrows, but it's also not so stiff to where you feel like it's gonna snap as soon as you know, kind of run it along your brows. So I really like the texture, the creaminess, the stiffness, all of it. These next two products are something that I have seen so many people talk about and unbox, but I have actually never seen anybody use this anywhere. That is the Morphe Bronzer, which is a bronzer and a contour. Now I have here Glitterati, which when I first opened I was a little confused because this to me just looks like a bronzer and a highlighter shade. This retails for $12. Now I was looking online and it said that Glitterati was best for fair skin tones. Well, your girl here is very fair, so I decided to get the Glitterati one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this for you. Here we have the like highlighter shade, and then over here is supposed to be the contour shade. Now I do this because it honestly does not look like a dark enough color to contour with. I think I'm gonna do this two ways. So on this side, I'm gonna take my BH Cosmetics contour brush and we're gonna actually try to contour. And then on this side, I'm gonna take my Real Techniques bronzing brush and we're just gonna see how different it looks. I'm just going to push once and it looks like it's coated. And we're gonna start contouring. This is definitely more of a bronzy color for me than it is a contour color. Now we're gonna go in with this big guy right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tap it all in there. Oh yeah, this is definitely a bronzer color. Ooh, that is so pretty as a bronzer. Okay, so as a contour, this color is a no, and as a bronzer, absolutely. This is so pretty. It blends so well on the skin, and it is such a great bronzing color, especially if you have fair skin like me. Next, I have the Morphe Blush Trio, and this is in Pop of Pink. Now I got Pop of Pink just because I felt like these three shades specifically are great for fair skin tones, and normally I would not reach for a pink like this here in the middle. This is called Free. We have Spirit here and Rule Breaker. Now Rule Breaker and Spirit are more of the colors that I gravitate towards just because I feel like these kind of pinks, I feel like I'm a little too old for them. I know that sounds ridiculous, but in Japan, normally when you use these kind of like baby pinks and stuff, it's considered more for younger people than it is for people like in their late 20s, early 30s type of deal. So I think we have three different finishes. These two look like they have some kind of shimmer or sheen to them, and this one looks matte. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but this is $12 as well. And in the description, it actually says the Rule Breaker, this color right here, is a matte soft lilac color, and Free is a shiny cotton candy pink, and Spirit is a dusty pink sheen. First, we have Rule Breaker, which doesn't show up very well on the camera. And then we have Free, which is very, very pretty. And then we have Spirit. Ooh, see, now Spirit is definitely calling my name. It is very, very pretty. And as you can see, these two colors here definitely have a little bit of a shine to them, where this one is really, really matte. I'm gonna go in with Spirit just because it's absolutely gorgeous and I'm just feeling that color right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my blush brush and push in once. Whoa! Alright, so I don't know if you guys see that pigment right there, but that was just one push into the pan. Ooh, look at that. That is such a pretty blush. Oh, I feel like we had a really shitty start here, but everything's kind of pulling together finally. And this blush, did I mention, it is absolutely beautiful. Enough about the blush. We know that it's absolutely gorgeous. It blends well, it's pigmented, and it's super affordable, so there's not much more to say about that. Now, as for highlighter, I did not get a highlighter because I actually, when I got this, I actually thought that this was a highlighter, and it's not, but I believe that you can use it as one, so I'm gonna use this today as a highlighter. Okay, yes we can. We can definitely use this as a highlight. Now this palette has become a bronzer slash highlighting palette instead of a contour palette. We're gonna add some here on the tips of the nosy. And we're gonna add some up here because we want to be a glowing goddess. And of course, cannot forget. Next is something I have been so freaking excited to use. I don't know why nobody is talking about this product. I saw it come out, and after that, I don't think I've seen anyone actually use this. This is the BH Cosmetics Nouveau Neutrals. I don't know if I honestly don't know how to say this word. I don't know if it's Nouveau, Nouveau, some kind of weird French word that I do not know how to pronounce, so I'm not even gonna sit here trying to butcher it. But this is a 26 color shadow and blush palette. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have played with this, and by played with this, I mean I have swatched it, but I have not actually put it on my eyes, just because I wanted to save that as a first impressions, like this video here today. Now, when you open this palette up, it has this piece of plastic here, which most palettes do, but this actually tells you which ones are mattes, soft shimmers, and metallics. Look at that pigment. Here is the metallic shade. Look at that. And then we have the shimmer, and then we have the matte. So these are pretty damn pigmented. I apologize for my shitty swatching. I am a Kim Kardashian swatcher, not very good. To me, swatches don't really do like eyeshadows justice because you're not putting your eyeshadow on with your fingers, you're not blending them out with your fingers, you're blending them out with a brush. So I got my eyeballs primed, and I'm going to go into, I think, this very light pink color here. After I put on like a primer, I like to take a shade that I know isn't really going to show up on my skin to just kind of even the primer out, which is why I chose this very, very light pink. All right, so we have a little bit of an even base. Now, I think I'm gonna take this color right here. I know that this is a blush, but it looks like a very pretty like transition shade. Honestly, I have no idea what kind of look I'm going for today. I'm just kind of winging it. This orange shade is very, very pretty. It's almost like a peach color. It has kind of like a peach tint to it. I think I want to make this a little bit more orange, so I'm going to go into this orange because it's pretty bright. Holy pigment. I honestly have never used BH Cosmetics eyeshadows. I've only used their brushes, which I'm absolutely in love with. You guys see me use them in my videos all the time, and they're super soft, and I feel like they're really, really good brushes. I've heard a lot of good things about their eyeshadows, but I've never tried them, and I don't know why I've been sleeping on them this long because these are absolutely gorgeous. They blend very, very well, and they're super pigmented. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this palette right now is on sale for like $9.60. Which, I'm sorry, but you cannot beat that price. Like, that price point is amazing. And I actually bought this when it first came out, and I believe I paid $16. Whenever you want to purchase anything from BH Cosmetics, I would advise to wait until they have a sale going on. They usually have a sale like every day, some type of sale going on. I'm going to make this look a little pinky, and I think I'm gonna go with this blush color down here. So pretty. I really, really am liking this pink and orange mixture I got going on here. I want to darken the orange just a tad bit more, so I'm going to go in with this orange color right here and just kind of do, woo! Look at that pigment. I still cannot get over how easy this eyeshadow is to blend. Wow, I am really like loving what I'm doing with the eyeshadow right now. I think I'm gonna take I don't know if I want a metallic or a shimmer shade. I think I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is a soft shimmer. I'm gonna add that. Also, I want to mention, I am not seeing like any fallout whatsoever like on my under eyes. Even in the palette, it's not very, very dusty when I actually dip into the color, which I'm really, really liking, because a lot of palettes these days have been really powdery, really dusty. I think that's all I'm gonna do for the upper part of the eye right now. I'm gonna use the orange blush color that I used in the beginning, and I'm gonna go ahead and just smoke that on the lower lash line. Instead of this color that we used before, I'm gonna take this color on the side and smoke that out. Because I want to add pink, I think I'm gonna go in with this blush shade and take that on a flat brush and kind of do it right where the lashes are. Now to add some highlight, I think I'm gonna take this color right here for the brow bone. Woo! Hell yeah! Wow. I am loving this for a brow bone color. This is so pretty. I think I'm gonna take the yellow. We're gonna go in the inner corner with that. I feel like that yellow just kind of brought everything together. I can't stop saying wow. Like, it's just so pretty and sparkly and pigmented. And I think I'm gonna add that brow bone color on top of that. So this color right here. Oof. Yep, that did it. That is the finishing touch right there. I'm really, really loving the way that this look turned out. The way these eyeshadows blended out is absolutely amazing and gorgeous. I don't know why nobody is talking about this. Maybe people are talking about it and I just don't know. Like, maybe I don't follow them or something. I really feel like everyone should have a palette like this. And again, for the price, you cannot beat it. Now let's move on to the mascara. I have the Kush mascara from Milk, and I just still cannot believe that we are bringing cannabis into our makeup products. I think that it's extremely wonderful because I am a weed connoisseur. I smoke it, I dab it, I roll it in a joint, I smoke it in a blunt, I do all those things. I love all the benefits that come from cannabis, and I feel like more people should dabble in it. If you're not educated, educate yourself. Before you start talking shit about weed, make sure that you have some evidence to back up your shit talking. All right, so let's get back into the mascara. Now, this thing, when I pulled it out of the package, it is very, very heavy. Like, I feel like if I have this in my purse and someone were to mess with me, I could hit them somewhere bony and it would leave like a pretty good welt or a dent. It says that there is high volume, unique heart-shaped fibers thicken lashes for long-lasting volume, length, and curl. We have Puff Puff Brush. It catches curls and coats a pure pigment intense black formula for defined clump-free lashes. And it is naturally lit, meaning cannabis oil nourishes and conditions for healthier looking lashes in one hit. The only mascara that I have found that actually lengthens my lashes is the Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara and the Skinny mascara from Wet n Wild. I don't know if I mentioned, but this retails for $24, which is the same price point as most mascaras that you can find. Now, I am really curious as to how much is in here because this bottle is really heavy. Like, it's very hefty. I have my Better Than Sex mascara right here from Too Faced, and the Better Than Sex mascara has 0.27 fluid ounces, and the Milk Kush mascara has 0.34 fluid ounces. So this has more than the Better Than Sex mascara. So many people rave about this thing. I am really, really hoping and praying that this works well because I really, really want to like this, especially the fact that it has cannabis in it. I want to be able to support this product. First, I'm going to go ahead and just curl my lashes, give it a good curl. I'm going to go ahead and put mascara on the top and bottom layer, and then I'm going to zoom you in so you guys can see the difference. This is definitely lengthening my lashes. Like, this is so, oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that. Can you guys see the difference? That is crazy. It's almost like a night and day difference. I'm so glad this product is working for me because I was honestly worried that this was going to be another bottom lash mascara. Honestly, I don't even feel like I have to zoom you guys in because you can see the night and day difference between without mascara and with the Kush mascara. I cannot believe how lengthened my lashes are. I am super, like, I can't stop cheesing right now because I cannot believe that this actually works. Now, with most mascaras that have fiber or like their fiber mascara or they claim to lengthen your lashes, they always have like that two-step bullshit going on where first you apply mascara while it's wet, you apply the second bottle which has a bunch of these little teeny tiny fibers that get in your fucking eyeball, and it makes the process so hard. And then by the end of the day, you have all these little fuzzy fibers all over your face because it didn't work. With this, I don't see any fibers on the bottom here. I don't see any fibers falling out of the tube. I'm afraid that it might get a little too clumpy, so I don't want to add any more layers than this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some mascara on the other eye here. Look how long my lashes are. I am absolutely loving this mascara. I think we're gonna add some falsies just because I feel like this eye look calls for some. Alrighty, so I got the lashes on. So I didn't buy any lip product because I don't know why. I just didn't buy any. So I went ahead and lined my lips with Urban Decay Rush, and then I went ahead on top of that with Lime Crime Milk. I honestly am pleasantly surprised at everything that we tried here today, except of course the foundation, which we are not going to talk about because it was shit. And like I said, I'm going to try and purchase the oil that you're supposed to use with it and then see if it actually works. So I'm gonna wait for that, and that is going to be a separate video. The Makeup Revolution concealer is definitely really nice. It just doesn't give me full coverage that I want, so I would use this kind of more on a lighter makeup day. This guy, this ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder is amazing. This is the first powder that has not changed the color of my under eye area into like some weird orange yellow type of tone. So this is definitely something I will be using all the time. I will probably be testing it out with my other concealers and foundations. Another thing that I know I did not mention is this did not accentuate any of my dry spots at all whatsoever, which most setting powders do. As soon as you put it on your face, it picks up the dry patches and you can really notice them. But with this, none of that at all. Now, this little guy right here, this is the Bronzer. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I will not be using this as a contour shade. It is way too light to be a contour shade for me. This is definitely more of a bronzer. And so mixing these two, we get this beautiful bronzy glow right here. And this I absolutely love for the highlight because it's not too blinding, it's not too subtle, it's almost just perfect. The blush trio, can't say enough good stuff about this. I absolutely love the way the blush turned out. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's blendable, it's pigmented just the right amount, so when you put it on your face, it's not like, whoa, pigment. It's still easy to blend out. Now the Ferocious, this is called the Ferocious Brow Pencil, and I just cannot say enough amazing things about this. It is creamy enough, it is stiff enough, and it doesn't ball up when you blend it, and the color for me is like spot on. The other thing that you really can't deny is the price. The price is unbeatable. It is $13 for this, and it has just a little teeny tiny bit more than the Brow Wiz. Now I don't want to go ahead and say like this is my absolute favorite. As of now, I really do like it, but I want to see if it can stand the test of heat because it has been hot as balls lately, and if I'm seeing my eyebrows kind of rub off, then this is definitely a no-go for me. This Kush mascara, do we really need to say that much about it? Probably not. It definitely lengthened my lashes. Now I know that I put falsies on top of the mascara, but I feel like this look just called for some falsies. But this is definitely a mascara that you could use anytime. So whether you're just going for a natural look and you want to pop on some mascara, you can do one coat and have a little bit of length, or if you want to go for, like, say you're going to work and you want a little bit more of a length mascara, then put maybe 2 or 3 coats. And if you want, you can build it up, and that's one thing that I really like about this, is you can control how much length and volume that you want. This guy right here, this eyeshadow palette, now if you get a chance, like I said, go on BH Cosmetics, look it up. This is $9.60 right now, $9.60. You really cannot beat it, especially for the pigment, the blendability. That is it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that big red button that says subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that bell button so you know when I'm actually uploading my videos. And as always, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, or if you simply want to talk shit, leave it all in the comment section below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.